Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it for sure. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it. 1, 2, we got 3 players right here. Sick. 4 if Janine joins us. Janine, do you just want to play a stress simulator where you're just constantly stressed? It's nothing like work.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Can I see your character sheet?
Yes, of course. Guys, I feel particularly guilty because twice we were supposed to play this and twice I was ill.
I mean, you can't really help it, man.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. I'm going to fuck you this time. I need you to make an opposed roll just before we get started.
Sure. What am I opposing?
Just roll the dice and tell me what you get.
Sure. I do not have any die.
I'll give them to you now in a sec. That didn't go well for you.
76. 76.
All right, come with me.
There's special things are happening that we didn't get on mic.
I'm a ghost.
Fabio has just taken Charles outside for some secret chit-chats after losing a roll.
Welcome back to the Tales of Podcast. I'm Fabio. I'm going to be the GM for this episode of our playthrough of Arc Dream Publishing's Delta Green scenario, Music from a Darkened Room. And we are really in the shit now. And we're very much looking forward to jumping back in. Charles.
Yes, that's me.
You are here with us today. Who are you playing?
I am playing Eric Perras, also known as, and it's now canon, it was always Agent Micheals. It was never Agent Michael. Yes, fire extraordinaire. Not at all losing his mind right now. Totally safe. Just who you'd want to open the door, basically, greets you every time you knock. That's who I am.
A stable genius with an axe.
Yes, exactly. That's me. Eric.
We've also got Mike.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
I'm playing the character known as Lucas Boshiers.
Yeah.
FBI special agent.
And where is he from?
From up north.
I've been looking forward to this.
What did you say? It sounded New Jersey?
Oh, sure.
Or something.
Or something. We're loving it, though.
Jersey or Brooklyn. I don't fucking know.
And we're podcasting here.
Has not changed. Wonderfully consistent.
Yeah, that's me.
And of course, we've got Jan.
Hi. I'm playing FBI Special Agent Madeline, aka Selena Goodwill, expert human behaviorist, amateur animal behaviorist, cat lady. You keep stealing my extraordinaire by going first, Elsa.
Sorry.
Cat lady connoisseur.
Ooh, I should have gone with that. All right, I take it back. Eric Perras is a firefighter connoisseur. That just sounds like...
You're a connoisseur of firefighters.
Yeah, that just sounds...
Collector of fireman calendars.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds like the start of a movie I once saw. Never mind.
Well, hello, Mr. November.
We've been away for a couple of weeks because we had some illnesses. So thank you for coming back to us. Hopefully you enjoyed our... let's not call them filler episodes, stand-in episodes.
Our fun little brief interludes.
What did we have? We had Lasers and Feelings
with special guests Patsy and Seb.
And will people be hearing the other one shot we did before this goes out? Or
ooh, no.
Can I tease it?
Oh yeah, tease it all the way.
No, I don't know how to tease it. How do I?
There are long tongues involved.
What was the other one? Wasn't the pigs one, right? We're not showing off the pigs one.
No, we're not.
What was the pig one? Oh yeah, that will never be aired.
Take that away.
Not even for Patreon supporters, if that ever happens.
I'd like to think, though, that after Pigs at a Wedding, with our last one shot, we at least did some justice to a Grant Howitt game.
Yes. So we just barely managed to finish it in the time we had, but you will get to listen to it soon.
Yes, and maybe after Delta Green is over, who knows?
Possibly. The pig thing, you're not going to hear that. This is a safe space.
Can I hear it?
And, I don't even know what happened.
No, me neither.
It was out of control. I also wanted to bring up the fact that we have record numbers of downloads lately.
Oh, woohoo!
So thanks everyone for listening, for spreading the word if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, we have on average until now had about 100, 110 downloads a month. And we're recording this on 27th of February. And this month we have had 200 downloads. So almost a 100% increase. I noticed in the middle of the month, there was a day where all of a sudden we'd gone from having like average of 8 downloads a day to 40.
Oh.
So I don't know what happened. Did someone mention us or recommend us somewhere? If so, I'm not aware of it. But hey, listeners, if you know, please tell us. We'd love to say thanks. And we are super happy to have those new listeners with us.
No, I was going to say, yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot. It really does. Whenever we do this, it's kind of fun for us, but you kind of don't know if anybody's going to latch on or not. So to have people that are enjoying it feels great.
It seems like some of the new people that have come in have also like binged some of the episodes as well, which is really exciting. So really happy about that. And whilst we're on the subject, if you want to help us grow even more, why don't you leave us a 5-star review on your podcatcher? It will help us show up in more searches and enable more people to find us. We'd also just love to hear from you. We'd like to hear what you're enjoying about the podcast. We'd like to hear, maybe do you have any games in particular, any systems you'd like to hear us play? Why don't you drop us a line? You can reach us on our socials. So far, I've only really interacted with a couple of listeners of the pod. Shout out to Kid and to Vez. Thank you very much for always speaking so highly of us on Twitter. Anyone else, though, wants to share their thoughts, feelings, or have any suggestions of games to play, reach out to us. Our main Twitter account is @TalesOfPodcast. And I know that Fabio recently set up some other socials.
I've forgotten the names though.
Okay, fair.
It's on Instagram, you'll probably find it. I mean, just a search function, right? Yeah, my phone is...
You're nailing this. You're nailing this.
The search function on podcatchers is really bad for finding small podcasts. So that's why you need to leave us a review, folks. And we'll appear higher up in the search results. I'll put the rest of the socials in the show notes and update the end credits sometime.
But enough of that bollocks. Let's get into the game. These people want to hear what's going on.
Alrighty.
End of last episode. Bit of a cliffhanger. We ended with... Shall I recap this, or have people just binged straight through to this and they know exactly what happened? And it's like when you're binging on Netflix and you have to skip the recap.
Wait, you can skip the recap on
I'll
Netflix?
give them a bit of a recap.
Yeah,
Let's give them a recap.
Our agents all entered the house on Spooner Avenue. Shit got real straight away. Agent Morgan got stuck under the floor. I think that might have been a previous to the last episode. In the last episode, Agent Morgan got laughed at by an old lady.
Which was way more scary.
Yeah.
Way more damaging.
Agent Madeline drowned in a mirror nearly.
Almost.
And Agent Micheals just went fucking goo banana pants, really.
I had good coffee. That'll do it.
And the last thing we saw was Chief Buffington coming to the door. It is late in the afternoon.
I think so, yeah. Mid to late afternoon.
It's winter, so it's already starting to get dark. If we're looking down Spooner Avenue towards number 1206, there is Agent Michael's truck is outside. Agent Morgan's FBI
Sweet car.
sedan of some sort is outside. I assume
Classic.
it's black.
Yeah.
There's also a Meadowbrook PD squad car.
Yeah.
And there is a police officer at the door, and if we were to walk up closer and see what was happening, we might have heard what he had just said to the deranged-looking man standing in the front door. But right now, towards the back of the house in the master bedroom, Agent Morgan has just found Agent Madeline lying on the ground. Her clothes and hair are soaking wet. She is lying in the middle of the room in front of a mirror. And the room, in fact, is completely covered in mirrors. The walls are entirely covered with mirrors. And the mirrors are almost entirely covered with blood. Something which Agent Madeline didn't notice when she came in. Although it's very, very obvious as Agent Morgan comes in and finds Madeline in a heap on the ground.
How do I start with that, man? Holy fuck!
Agent Madeline, do you want to start off with a cough?
Oh, sweet Mother Mary, kid, let's get you the fuck out of here.
Morgan, what the fuck?
Hey, what's the matter with you? It's a bit raining in here.
And she looks behind her to the mirror. Does she still see the penny on the other side of the mirror?
She no longer sees the penny. She sees a splattering of blood all over the mirror that she's just come through.
Mm-hmm. So she whips her head around to look for the penny, sees the blood, kind of flips onto her back, and is just like, what the actual fuck? This wasn't here a moment ago, Morgan.
Here's the thing. I've gotta. This looks bad. We heard all the mirror stories. I'm not gonna stop to talk to you. I'm gonna grab you by like this scruffy, the front of your shirt, and drag you out as if like we were being shot at, kind of thing.
You're just getting to the door out of the bedroom when you hear the doorbell ring. And you hear footsteps from the den going towards the doorbell.
Agitated footsteps.
Going towards the front door.
Agitated footsteps, aye.
Did you order pizza?
Do you follow?
Yeah, once we're out of the room. And I slammed the door shut.
Oh, because I was going to say one question. Everything is covered in blood, but there had been numerous times mentioned that there was one mirror that had a shape in it.
Yes, that was the one that was right behind you that you've just come out of.
Oh.
Yes. So on that mirror, there is the shape of a person, as if someone had been in the way of the splatter of blood.
Because I was going to look for the one to investigate, but if that's the case, I'll say Morgan is basically dragging me out by my collar from the back, and I'm kind of like pushing my legs and my hands backwards, but like maintaining eye contact with the shape in the mirror just wide-eyed.
Excellent. You get as far as... Yeah, I guess you get as far as the den, and now you can see the front door. You can see Agent Micheals' back. He's standing in front of the door. It's open. He's got an axe in his hand, and Chief Buffington is outside the door. You can see him over his shoulder. Chief Buffington has just drawn his gun. He's pointing it at Agent Micheals, and he's demanding to know what the fuck is going on in here. What the fuck is going on in here, Agent Micheals?
Are you real?
Put the axe down, son.
What? Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. He drops the axe. Are you real?
Get on the ground.
Yes, sir. I'm complying. But are you real?
Yes, I'm fucking real.
Oh, thank fuck. Oh my god. Agent Micheals is just relieved. He's got his hands on his head, but he's smiling and laughing. Just, I'm alive.
As Buffington he's still pointing his gun at you. He's going for his handcuffs. When you lie down, he now sees Agent Morgan and Madeline behind you. Madeline's soaked in water. But he's met you before, so this throws him off. He points the gun at you for a second and instantly points it away. back at Agent Micheals, realize what he's doing, holsters his gun, but still kneels down to handcuff Micheals. Does someone want to explain what is going on here, Special Agent?
Chief, good to see you. Gotta say, it's a bit of a surprise.
I can tell I caught you all at a bad time.
I could fucking say that again.
Agent Micheals is just giggling to himself on the floor. He's real.
Michael, simmer down.
Oh, sorry.
What happened to her? Did you fall in a toilet?
Yes, I got a fucking swirly. Obviously.
Someone better start talking some sense here, or we're all gonna go talk down the station.
I take off my heels and kind of wring them out a little bit, realize it's not working, throw them on the ground, and just kind of slump in the doorway behind Micheals. Looking for my purse that's got like sedatives and shit in it. I think I probably would have left it in the hallway or something.
Yeah. Agent Morgan, it looks like it's up to you to explain to Buffington what's going on.
We wanted to check out the scene of Donnelly's death. Made sense to come here and see what we could find. I remember hearing that the murder weapon, suicide weapon, whatever we want to call it, was never found.
That all sounds rational and sane, but what I'm seeing here does not match what you're talking about.
We were backtracing, you see. We're method investigators. We like to get into character. We've been looking up a lot of the past activity in this here house. So, it goes back a long way past Donnelly.
Madeline realizes that this tries to jump in on this and is like, yes, we'd heard about, for example, the Teray boy who had apparently drowned, but everything was dry around him in a dry bathtub. We were trying to see how we could recreate this, and clearly we failed.
So you got in the tub?
Yes. I'm the smallest of us. I think it was the only option for me to get in.
Things got a little out of hand.
I'm struggling to understand where you all learned police work.
Just
and what
go
about
upstairs.
you? What about you, big guy?
I think I heard something upstairs. Would you like to go investigate?
Buffington looks at Morgan and he says, this guy's with you, right?
Yes.
You vouch for him? Is he crazy?
20 minutes ago, he seemed fine.
I did I? I guess I did. Yeah, sure. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna need. Let's see. You're soaked, so no. You're handcuffed, so no. So you're gonna have to give me a persuade roll.
Okay, I think I'm good at that. I'm okay at that. That's a fail.
Okay. This is not adding up. There's some kind of bullshit going on here.
Just check out one of the rooms. I insist. I think you'll understand really quickly. We'll stay here. Check any of the rooms. I'm handcuffed anyway.
Micheals, you ain't helping.
He's got experience.
He pulls you up by your collar, and he marches you into the den, and he puts you on the couch.
Oh, this place again.
The same couch where you saw that indentation, and then you heard a shotgun blast.
Just don't let me drink the coffee.
Got about the coffee.
Yeah. Listen, as long as you guys are here, officer, go check the next room. I promise you'll understand.
I would say that me and Morgan are maybe just a little bit behind them, and I'm like, Morgan, this is not a good idea.
Nope.
And does he know your name? He knows you as Agent Madeline. Mm-hmm. Madeline, why don't you sit down as well, or I'll find you a towel, maybe.
Just a cigarette would be fine for me, thank you.
I don't smoke, but maybe you'll find something around. Bo Shears, come with me. Show me one of these rooms you're talking about.
No, it only works if you go in alone.
Chief, you already been here before. There's no need. Let me take this fella home, get some water in him, Maybe a cup of coffee.
I need something way stronger than water.
No. This guy's coming to the station with me.
All right, I ain't gonna fight you.
Okay. I want to know what the fuck he was talking about, though. What's going on in these rooms?
Well, let's take a look. See if it's just the ramblings of a crazy person.
He leads you to the master bedroom. You both walk in. It's the scene that you left. It's the blood is on the mirrors. He seems unfazed by this. He's already seen this. He goes over to where you fell out of the mirror and there's a pool of water. He's like just mumbling to himself under his breath. And he was like, okay, which other rooms were you in?
Spent some time up in the attic.
All right, come on. Come with me. He marches you up the stairs. He has a look.
Can I say at this time I'm still downstairs with Micheals?
Mm-hmm.
And I have found my purse, I have found my cigarettes, and I'm now looking for a sedative to potentially shut him up.
Yes.
Would you say that I mean, I think we said before I probably would have had something like that in my purse.
What's your background?
Biology and psychology.
Not as a doctor, but as this is your personal stuff. Or you carrying this as part of your kit?
Yeah, I think I have a med kit, but we said there would probably be some kind of psychiatric and other kind of medicines for. Sure.
Yeah. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't have, whether it's your own prescription or you have it for whatever reasons. It would probably be your own prescription. But let's say you definitely have it.
Diazepam is for calming down.
Wait. Tell me you have to go to the car to get that, and you just leave me in the room.
No, I'm not leaving you in the room.
Please do it. I'm handcuffed and on the chairs.
I'm taking a fistful of diazepam and shoving it in your mouth.
He needs to
You need to shush now, Micheals. Shush. Shush.
Right.
Why don't you wash it down with a lovely coffee?
Oh, don't even tempt me.
I've got my hand over his mouth to say, yes, yum, 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 yum. Chew, chew, chew. There's a good boy.
Is it just the chief here? There's no other cops?
It's just the chief.
All right.
The chief, this happens, you drug Micheals so that he shuts up, and a couple of minutes later you hear the footsteps coming down the stairs, and it's Agent Morgan and Chief Buffington.
You probably talked to me as well.
Yeah.
Calm me down a little.
But while he's looking around, I would like to look in my coat pocket for the evidence bag to see if it's still.
It's there, yeah, and there's a straight razor, bloody straight razor in it.
Okay. I want to show that to the chief. Yeah, all right. When we're upstairs, I guess.
Okay. Tell me what you do.
Listen, Chief, you've been in this house before. I want you to tell me, off the record, you see anything funny while you was here?
Funny ha-ha, or funny weird?
I think you mean I don't mean funny ha-ha.
He says, no, what do you mean? I didn't see anything funny. I mean, there was a murder, there's blood all over the place. What do you mean funny? What do you mean? What do you mean funny?
Unnatural. Weird stuff happening. You ever seen a black cat cross your path, think, whoa, fuck, 7 years bad luck, that kind of bad juju going on. Anything like this? Any of your boys say anything like this?
Chief Buffington, he takes a moment and he turns around and he looks out the window. And he seems to take interest in something that's up the street, maybe. And without turning around, he says to you, you're with the FBI, right?
Yes, sir.
And he turns around and he says, you guys don't usually get into that sort of stuff except on TV, I thought.
Well, if there's something my mother taught me, it was always believe what you see on TV.
Because it sounds crazy, but I did feel something. A couple of days after the murder, all the evidence had been collected and the guys had all left, forensics had packed up, and I was here on my own, and it just felt weird. I don't know. It just felt weird. You felt something?
No. But that fella downstairs, God, let me tell you, he never shuts up. Said he saw something. I want to know if he's completely lost his mind or if there's something to it.
You think he's fully compass mentis, this kid? Or
Don't know the meaning of the word, sir.
Let's go back down and talk to your weird friend.
One more thing, Chief.
Yeah.
Who was it in charge of evidence collection here?
That was Robertson, I think leads our forensics team.
With the local police. One of your boys?
It was, yeah, that was local department. Why?
You might want to have a word with Robertson. I found this in the kitchen sink. Right in view. And I show him the razor.
He stares at it in disbelief. You found it where?
Sitting in plain view, kitchen sink.
He reaches out to take it from you. Do you let him take it?
I'm gonna have to take this to the FBI to process.
That's crazy. That in the kitchen sink? Someone must have been here. Someone else must have been here and moved it there. There's no way we could have missed that.
That's what I'm thinking. Ain't no way he managed to cut his own throat upstairs. Walk all the way down, put it in the sink, walk back up. Was the window cracked? Maybe he threw it outside?
He died in the master bath.
Master bedroom.
Yeah.
Which is downstairs.
It's a bungalow, isn't it? Shit.
Yeah. There's only that one thing over the garage.
But still, you're right.
Yeah.
There's no way you could have walked across the hall, come back, and there's only blood in the master bedroom.
Unless there was an accomplice.
Or a murderer.
That's what I meant by accomplice, yes.
I think you just may have changed what type of case this is. Okay, we're gonna have to log that at the station. Can you bring it by? Or you can hand it to me right now. You seem kind of apprehensive about doing that.
I'll bring it by once I processed it at the FBI quarters.
Okay. Feel like I should be getting some kind of docket or signature here from you, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's say that you follow correct procedures and you give him a receipt.
I guess.
and I'll sign in duplicate and thank you. Back downstairs, he finds Madeline and Micheals on the couch.
Mm-hmm. Madeline is like completely out of character. Like she usually looks very prim and proper. She's somewhat spread-eagled with one foot upon the couch with her disheveled suit, smoking a cigarette, and trying to look really casual, like she hasn't just frantically stuffed a bunch of pills down Agent Micheals' throat.
Now, the question I think everybody wants to know is how has the wet affected the cat hair on her suit?
Oh, it's like a whole layer that you could probably wring your fingers across it and pull out clumps. I mean, it could technically be like an extra layer of body armor at this point.
I like that.
Yeah. Hair completely in disarray, probably big panda eyes.
How is Micheals looking?
He is zonked out somewhat. So I think he's no longer muttering. He's way calmer. The drugs have hit him hard, maybe a little too hard, and he's just looking vacant and tired. Just tired. He's also sitting down with his hands behind his back because they're cuffed behind.
They're cuffed, yeah. Buffington has a look at you. He says, "I'll come back to you." Agent Madeline.
Yes.
You want to tell me again why you're wet?
We've heard various different stories about how the people died in this house, and some of them sound quite incredulous. We were trying to reenact them, to try and figure out how they could have been carried out. There is one case of someone who apparently died of drowning, but was found in a bone-dry bathtub.
And if I go and check that bathtub now, it'll be bone dry?
The water was running before, right, wasn't it?
It was full of water.
Yeah,
But how would you get wet from the pond?
exactly. The bath should be wet, yes. We failed at finding out how this could have potentially happened.
You want to explain the puddle in the middle of the floor in the master bedroom?
The what?
There's a big puddle right in the middle of the floor. Looks like maybe someone fell on the ground and they were soaked. Was that you?
Oh, yes, I must have slipped. Stupid stockings, you know.
Right, this sounds like a lot of bullshit. I'm gonna go take a look in that bathroom myself.
Go with him.
And he leaves the room.
She follows.
Okay. He gets to the bathroom with you. He takes a look around. The bathtub is bone dry. He looks back at you and says, I don't know what's going on here. But it seems really fucking weird. And I think you guys are bullshitting me. I'm not happy about it.
What would you like to hear from us?
I'd like to hear what the fuck happened. Real. What happened? Did you see something here? Is there some weird shit going on in my town? I want to know about it.
Wait.
I think that's...
Sorry. Just where's Agent Morgan?
I'm in the room with you.
Okay, cool.
I think that this house has a lot of history that can lead to imaginations to run high.
Yeah, well...
And that is why, one of the reasons why we've come to investigate it. We are curious about how Donnelly's death was so strange. And we would like to be able to put it rationally and logically to rest.
Give me a human roll.
Fail.
Okay. Buffington, he does not look like he's believing you. But for some reason, he kind of backs off. And he says, I want you to keep me up to date on what's going on here. Or I want you out of my fucking town. Okay? And I'm gonna let your friend go. But I'm not happy about it. The only reason I'm gonna let him go is because I don't know what to write in the paperwork. You got off lucky. Now, get your shit together, get out of this house. If you're gonna come back here, I want my department informed. I don't want you just turning up at this house, scaring the neighbors. We got some really weird calls from some old lady across the street. I'm not going to go into the details on it, but I thought it was bullshit, but now maybe she was telling us the truth.
Oh, what did she say?
Some really weird guy, weird firefighter. She heard noises. There were noises coming from the house for several hours this morning and this afternoon. That's why I'm here. I didn't expect to find you guys here. Anyway, as I said, let's get you out of here. Let's get this place locked up. And he comes back to the den. He uncuffs you, uncuffs Micheals, and leads you all out of the house. Who has the key?
We all have a key.
You shouldn't all have a key.
Oh no,
Give me those keys.
I thought you, the GM, was asking that.
Who's got the key here?
Yeah, I'll lock up.
I'll lock up. Give me the key.
This is my jurisdiction, officer.
This is my town, agent.
I'm a federal agent, sir. With all due respect.
I don't know where your jurisdiction comes in on this. You have not proven that to me at all yet.
Well, then you can speak to my boss. I don't want to have any trouble here, sir.
Maybe I will speak with your boss.
Go ahead. This is all cleared out.
Fucking federal bastards.
Look, officer, I want to work together, okay? Let's not step on each other's toes here.
Agent Micheals just mumbles to himself. Doesn't matter, the house will let you in if you want to go in.
He pretends not to hear you.
I nudge Micheals very hard in the ribs.
Morgan, walk with me to my car.
Okay, yeah.
He leaves the other two of you behind. He says, listen, Morgan, I don't know what shit's going on here. And I'd like to help you out, because I don't like weird shit going down in my town. But you gotta work with me. You gotta give me something. Did you learn anything? I want to know about it. You want to go back to that house? I want to know about it. You want to do any weird shit in my town? I want to know about it before it happens. And if I don't know about it before it happens and I find out that it happened, there's gonna be fucking trouble.
You got it, Chief?
He says nothing more as he opens his car, gets in, starts the engine, stares daggers at you for a second, and then he drives away. You're all standing outside 1206 Spooner Avenue. It's late in the afternoon. It's cold. It's really cold.
I'm still very wet.
Yes.
I put my hand on Morgan's shoulder and say, nicely done, Morgan.
We'll see. I'm sure if that comes back to bite us in the ass, you won't be saying that.
Your persuade roll was a fail, so
Yeah.
that's cool. Let's understand there are consequences.
Yes, but also, like, I feel like neither me nor Michaels really have the ability to throw around our power quite as much.
No. What you all gonna do? Quick before Agent Madeline freezes to death.
I can't drive.
Yes, I was about to say, he is not going to be able to drive. I suggest that we reconvene at the motel and put in a call to Agent Mason.
Yes. Do you want me to drive your car? You should feel lucky I ain't taking a tampon.
You're taking a tampon?
Give me your fucking keys.
Can we go to the diner? I got a really nasty taste, like aftertaste in my mouth still.
Was it bullshit? Because you were speaking a lot of bullshit over there.
Hey, come on. You should have seen it. He should have seen it. It'd be clear then. Everything would be clear.
Madeline is giving very squinty eyes at Michaels.
Oh, you're cold. Hold on. And I got this though. And I pull out one of those fireman, big jackets, the ones that are fireproof. They're really thick. And I'm like, least you can do is wear this. I am zonked out completely at this point, but I'm at least got some kind of rationality going on.
When you put the jacket around her, and even though like it's making her warm, as you're putting it around her shoulders, she's still giving you very squinty, like unbreaking squinty eyes.
It's not my fault you drugged me.
I want to do some kind of maybe human insight check on Michaels.
Sure, go ahead.
Like, yeah, I know he's a bit dopey because I gave him some diazepam, but like, he was spouting a lot of shit, and I want to see what's going on with him.
You hit breaking point, didn't you?
Yep.
Okay.
I put it. I deferred it to my parents again, but.
So you didn't pass your breaking point, or you did pass your breaking point?
Yeah. I think I went below, and we pushed it over. So I'm at 39, and my breaking point is 38.
Okay.
I need to piss the wrong way, and I will lose it. No!
What you get on you meant?
I passed.
You passed. Do you want to tell her what she gets from you? I mean, it's your mental state, I guess. I mean, he is drugged, obviously, so it's difficult to tell exactly what's going on. But
I saw him before he was drugged.
Yeah,
and like the last time I saw him before that, he seemed completely fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we could describe it as like a sort of a manic episode. He seemed to be going through. Maybe he had been triggered by something that he saw in the house. Surely he couldn't descend to this level of disassociation so quickly. You were only in the house for, well, it felt like probably 30 minutes.
But time.
But Buffington did say that he'd heard about noises in the morning and the afternoon.
For hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it only feels like we've been in for what? How long did you say?
It felt like you've been there maybe 30 minutes.
Maybe 40 minutes. But fighting with the GM is always good. But it clearly hours have gone by.
Yes,
Hours.
it's getting dark.
Right.
It is dark now, I guess.
Selena lights another cigarette and draws very, very long on it.
One breath.
So where are you guys headed now?
To the diner. I jump in Morgan's car to drive, and I like pushing Michaels down, like, come on, trying to get him into the door.
No,
Are you in the truck?
Then I might as well drive. If you're going to drive my truck, I might as well stay in the truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going back to the motel to get changed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we said the diner is opposite the motel, so
Yeah.
then I take Morgan's car.
Well, no,
to-
it's a bit of a drive away, but it's not so far.
Because I was going to say, because the next morning we said that there was a diner opposite and we just walked over to get breakfast.
Oh, well, there could be another diner you're talking about. I thought we were talking about the first diner that we were in. So you're going to the one that's by the motel?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I just want to add a little thing. Zonked out as I am a good firefighter. I picked up my axe and put it back in the truck. I didn't just leave an axe in the house. It's in the truck.
We're sure the police chief did take it.
So Michaels and Morgan are in the diner a few minutes while they wait for Madeline to come back with dry clothes. Everyone roll a d4.
That's a 2 for Madeline.
It's a 4 for Morgan.
That's a 3.
That's a 3.
Subtract that from your willpower.
Damn it!
Come on, man. How much willpower do I... What happens when I hit 0?
You have a mental breakdown. Or an
course you
emotional
do.
collapse. Yeah, if you don't take a rest after losing a lot of sanity, your willpower suffers.
I mean, we didn't...
And you're lucky, Madeline's lucky she changed her clothes, because I was going to get you to roll a d6.
Why wouldn't I get changed?
You're at the diner. You've already got some coffees in front of you, maybe a pie, whatever you want to eat. Agent Micheals and Agent Morgan are sitting in front of a couple of coffees and maybe a pie as Agent Madeline walks in dry clothes. Not a suit anymore.
Not a suit anymore. I don't have another clean pressed suit jacket, so I've currently got my pajamas on. Also, like her heels are completely waterlogged, so, and she's got like trainers, some like sweatpants, and like an oversized, probably like her university hoodie or something like that.
Yeah. Is she more comfortable like this?
Very.
Even with these people?
I think at this point she doesn't care.
She's just been through too much.
Like the hair like is just up in a scruffy bun.
Yeah.
And just doesn't care.
What's the Quantico? No, you've got a Quantico jumper.
Oh,
of course.
yeah, definitely.
Got it. Perfect. All right. And then you can put the willpower roll back in here at this point, I guess.
Sure.
Cool. Excellent. All right. What's next?
I plonk down next to these guys and I'm like, I could absolutely demolish some chili cheese fries. And I'm like trying to get the waitress's attention.
Yeah, you attract her attention soon enough. When she comes over, she takes your order. She heads back to the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to order like 3 tons of food. What are you having?
I'm sorry, what?
What do you want to eat?
I'll have a coffee.
Yeah, you got a you want another one?
Sure.
Okay.
Morgan's just staring wide-eyed.
Don't worry, I'm going to order half the menu.
do.
I ordered 3 different items on the menu.
Okay, so do you want to tell each other what happened to you all at the house?
I think we're both first like, Michaels, what the fuck?
Nah, you guys go first. All right. And a little bit of clarity comes back into Michael's eyes. You guys know a lot about Native American tales.
I can't say it's my specialty.
What are you? You're going to get all spiritual on us now?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like a lot of people think, what's the name of the bad juju one? Wendigo, yeah. A lot of people think that the Wendigo is supposed to be some kind of crazy monster, but it's not. See, in the stories, what happens is if you have too much avarice in your life, that's when you start to transform. All their stories are about either following the right path, nature's path, or they're about diverting, being selfish, or doing things the wrong way, and then you transforming and becoming something else. I think that's what happened at this house. Somebody did something real bad, or somebody wanted something real bad. Now, the house is acting that out. It's simple. It all makes sense. It's clear as daylight.
Perfect. Job done. Go tell Agent Mason.
I want you
get
to
the
both
fuck
take
back
a
home.
make a SAN roll for listening to that.
Really?
No.
Slap him on the back of the head. What's the matter with you?
Well, I'm telling you, man. The house it's got real power. It's what it is. Simple as that. No, you don't need to figure out anything else. I mean, clearly, like I saw the dead boy. You probably took a shower. I don't know what you were doing. You saw some dead bones underneath the house. Why would the house have dead bones underneath it? I'm telling you, man. It all makes sense.
You're right. The bones must be from some ancient burial mound.
Nah,
the spirits come back to haunt us.
Don't give me that Stephen King bullshit. Come on. Come on. I'm serious here. This is it.
Michaels, it's kind of hard to take you seriously when you are drooling.
I'm not the one that drugged me. Oh God, it is. It's all over me as well.
How much did you give him?
Enough to shut him up.
I believe you described it as a handful, right?
A fistful. Fuck.
I think
Full fistful.
I think she gave enough to knock out a horse. Well, that's okay, because people always say I'm built like a horse.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask you to give me a con check.
Let's go. I'm so sorry. I don't.
I mean, as a medical professional, I would have known not to give him a stupid amount.
Not to kill him.
28.
That's a pass?
Good point. Probably.
Should be.
Yeah, you must have a high constitution.
I sure do. I got 70.
You're drowsy, but you're not falling asleep.
Nah. Not until I eat.
Morgan, what happened to you in the house?
Well, you know about the hole in the kitchen?
Was the
Living room.
That was in the front room, yeah. What's the name of the room?
Did it lead to an open
It's
kitchen?
the dining room. It was in the dining room.
Yeah, I got grabbed that by a big fucking rat or something.
Is that what it was? It was a big rat. Solved it.
Maybe it was a Wendigo.
Nope.
Then upstairs, I thought I saw some stuff.
Was it the rat again?
No rats this time. Something much bigger, much scarier. Like my ma. I saw an old woman. I think it was that Italian broad.
Ah, the Divitella lady.
That's the one. And smelled some gas.
Wait.
Spoke to another lady. We recently researched all this, so
Yeah.
it was like,
So,
you guys remember Janine Aiken?
the gas leak.
The gas leak guy. That's the one. Could have sworn I was reliving it.
Shotgun. I heard a shotgun.
Where were you? Wait, from outside? From inside?
No, from inside the house. And the night before, I heard the piano. And I saw a blue boy.
I also saw the boy.
Was he blue?
He was. I went into the bathroom and the bathtub was filling up with water, so I went to pull out the plug, and suddenly the boy was there right in front of me. And then I saw the wheeler woman in the mirror. And then, okay, you're not going to believe this, fellas, but
Oh, try me.
there was, I kicked a penny, and it went, instead of hitting the mirror and bouncing off, it went right through to the other side. And when I reached in to grab it, I can't even begin to make logic of it, but it was like I was suddenly in a lake or something. I was pulled through, and I swam for my life. I almost drowned. Yes, okay, don't have to look at me like that. I know how stupid that sounds.
Oh, no, it sounds rational. It sounds more rational than the fucking rat.
Strangely enough, though, all of that blood on the mirrors, it wasn't there when I went in. But you did see that shape, that outline in the mirror, right, Morgan?
Just like in the report.
That's the mirror that I got pulled through.
It's got to be another hallucination, right?
Oh, well, I just magically hallucinated all that fucking water all over me.
Well, I mean, seeing the blood, not there, right?
Oh, I see.
Hey. Has the house called out to any of you guys?
What do you mean called
mean?
out?
This morning, last night, I don't know, the early hours, my parents called me. Except, it weren't my parents.
Yes, I think you mentioned this to us previously.
He's crazy. He's repeating himself. So.
Yeah. All I'm saying is watch out. The house is going to call out to you now. You've seen its power.
You say that with quite some conviction.
All makes sense now. It all makes sense now.
Ain't too far-fetched. It's what happened to Donnelly, no? What say you we call Mason?
I think that's a very good idea, especially if Buffington is going to start riding our asses more. It's going to make investigating a bit more difficult.
Cool. Okay, so you're going to call Mason.
Yes.
Where are you calling them from?
Hotel room, I think.
Well,
Motel
it's something from a payphone, probably. It's probably the least traceable place.
Okay, so only one of you is speaking to him then.
Wait, didn't he give us...
He gave us phones to
Yeah, he
contact
gave
us.
He did give you phones, so you can use those and you can put one on speaker. But if you went somewhere private, and then you could all speak with him.
Well,
I
maybe
would
that's better.
say go to the motel and use the burner.
Oh, the motel. Alright. I guess I'm not insane yet. I was being paranoid.
Okay, let's go back to the motel. We are in someone's room, maybe Michael's room. No, your room is probably filthy, right?
If we ordered 3 rooms next to each other, then whichever room is in the middle.
Well, that's my room.
Of course.
We're in Agent Micheals' room. Is there a smell in here?
You tell me. For all I know, what happened last night? Not much. I went to bed early.
Okay.
Yeah.
It smells of men's sweaty farts.
First of all,
This is
my farts are sweaty, sure, but Eric Paras's farts, no, they
They
smell
smell
like
like pine cones.
they smell like pine cone.
Took the words right out of my mouth. He doesn't need an air freshener in his truck.
Yeah. I think he's too much of like an outdoor survivalist, whatever
Yeah.
nonsense. That everything is neatly packed away. But if you tell me that everything is out of place, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's probably 2 beds in here.
Yeah.
2 singles, or what would you say now? I don't know what bed sizes are. Queens? Is that like you get like 2 queens in like a twin room, right?
Really?
No,
queen
You
is
would
a
get
double,
two. Yeah.
you get.
Yeah, but in the US, I think a queen is like a small bed.
Huh?
It doesn't matter. The listeners
they
don't
don't do
care, and
small
neither do I.
There's 2 beds. There's 2 beds.
Yeah.
It looks like a motel in a movie. two of you are sitting on one bed and one of you sitting on the other, and you've got the phone is on the little table that's between the two beds. Do you want me to remind you of the briefing?
Yes.
So, the original briefing for Operation Iago. The agents are to determine the cause of FBI Special Agent Arthur Donnelly's recent death. They are to focus attention on the house at 1206 Spooner Avenue and determine whether it represents an ongoing threat to the public. Once those two protocols are complete, the agents are to inform their contact and ask for further instructions. Do you feel those two protocols are complete?
Yeah.
I feel like we've determined it is a threat to the public, but we don't know exactly what happened to Donnelly.
I think it's fairly straightforward what happened to Donnelly. Because we all experienced the same shit in the house.
Plus, you got his old write-ins.
Yeah.
On the green box.
And also...
But we don't know that any of the people committed suicide.
Well, look, we don't know that. We don't know anything for sure.
But we know...
None of these murders/suicides had that much evidence around them.
Aye.
But it's pretty clear from first-hand experience that he went in there, got talked to, got called by the house, or however Micheals put it, and went nuts and killed himself through some hallucination.
I would say we could boil it down to unnatural occurrences in the house caused him to either kill himself or kill him. He died by something unnatural in the house.
Yeah, don't forget he got obsessed with the house.
He was possessed or something.
It's clear as daylight.
Okay, cool. Deliver your report. You dialed the number and placed the phone on the table. And Agent Mason answers. M-Cell, what's your report?
Well, Agent Mason, we can absolutely confirm that 1206 Spooner Avenue poses a threat to the public. Since the death of the Wheeler family, every family that has moved in has had at least one death, and there seems to be no signs of the house stopping from continuing to change hands. We've encountered various unnatural phenomena in the house firsthand, and it would appear Donnelly's cause of death is from some form of unnatural influence from the house.
Mason takes a second to respond. You can hear him breathing heavily on the other end of the line, and he goes, okay, yeah. That is about what I was expecting. By all accounts, Donnelly was a solid man, solid agent. It's very strange that he would have just done something like that without some other influence. Do you have any idea of the source of this unnatural incursion in the house?
We have some suspicions. I think it would require slightly more research, but we do have leads.
Okay. I want you to follow up those leads. As quickly as possible, really, because we don't know when someone else is going to get harmed. If you need to stop people getting inside the house, do that. Cover up what has happened. Don't let anyone else figure out what's happening.
We have already ourselves been stopped from re-entering the house without police presence now.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, you're going to have to do it without the police finding out.
Of course. Though hopefully this means we won't see members of the public trying to enter anytime soon.
Okay, you find anything in that green box?
Oh boy. Yeah. Found a lot of journals. Donnelly documenting his deteriorating mental state.
Okay.
I don't remember too much what we picked up. We learned some stuff about the murders, the previous murders.
The whole passage is in Discord if you want to.
There was the burned photographs.
Yeah, he was taking pictures of the mirrors, wasn't he?
You want me to read it out again?
Yes, please.
The torn notebook pages are filled with the scrawl of Donnelly's handwriting. The first pages are the most coherent. They give a sense that 1206 Spooner Avenue had consumed Donnelly's mind for years. Being a local, Donnelly had heard many stories of the Spooner Avenue house, particularly as a child. The The thought that it was truly haunted never crossed his mind until Amanda Braintree's death a few years back. After investigating the house under the guise of a would-be buyer, Donnelly found himself actually considering purchasing it. But like a cold, he shook its strange, unnatural attraction off. He sent word up to Delta Green and waited. Seems Delta Green never replied. The notes resume when Yamila Sari entered the picture, but they are haphazard and disjointed. Donnelly tried to dissuade her from buying the house, but he recognized that same unnatural fervor in her eyes that had once toyed with him. She could not be convinced, and he could not bring himself to do worse. Donnelly stepped up surveillance on Asari when she seemed to isolate herself in the house. The last few pages of the notebook are filled with increasingly bizarre statements, written almost like math equations. They don't seem to be in any order. Reading these pages paints a picture of a man bent on a single purpose, uncovering the secret of 1206 Spooner Avenue, like a member of the bomb squad might go about defusing an explosive. So what do you say to Mason?
We got O'Donnelly's notes from his own investigation. From before he tried to reach Delta Green, but apparently there was no response. We can follow up on his leads, but looks like ultimately he ran out of time. There's something else in the green box. The body of one of the dead kids.
Jesus Christ.
Right. I said the same thing, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what he was doing with it, what he was hoping to achieve, but I'll try and look into it. Nothing else was there. What are you going to do
with the body?
Oh, fuck knows, man. Maybe I'll burn it. What do you suggest, boss?
Well, where the fuck did he get it?
Talking about the grave of this kid. He must have dug it up.
Well, put it back.
You want me to put it back? Are we sure that's the best idea?
I don't know. You're the one there.
Let me
figure it out, but shit. Don't let that come back to you.
You got any past occurrences of things like this being tied back to, fucking spirits attached to an object or something, maybe?
Man, I've heard all kinds of crazy shit, but look, you gotta get me something more solid and maybe I can come up with some ideas to help you with, but this is all a little bit vague.
Yeah, you're telling me.
You sure you're not missing anything?
Italian woman.
Yeah, there was pretty suspicious occurrence around the Wheelers' time involving an Italian woman. Some kind of witch, maybe. A lot of weird shit went down when she was in the house.
She appears to have been a disgraced nurse at a mental institution. I would like to look into her more, and there is a survivor from the house that does still live in the town.
Okay. All right. Look into that. Maintain operation security as much as you can. And get back to me soon. I'll look through the records. We don't have many. We don't really keep them around. And turnover is high. But I'll see what's here. I'll see if I've got any clues. If you get something more solid, though, let me know. Names of something. Some kind of description of what was going on. Something I can cross-reference with what we've got.
There were reports of animal and blood sacrifices. Missing animals with blood drained. I have suspicions of some kind of blood sacrifice. And there were animal bones apparently under the house.
Okay, that sounds creepy as fuck. Thanks for telling me about that. I'll talk to you when you learn more. Good luck, agents.
Thank you, Mason.
He hangs up.
Good fucking luck.
What's your next
Well,
step?
that was useful.
Look, the chief is gonna be on our asses after that. So whatever we do, we gotta do it carefully. I recommend we leave our cars here. And travel light.
Yes. What time is it now?
It is... It's probably coming up on about... Let's see, we said it was getting dark, which would have been 4, so it's probably about 6, 7. 7 p.m., let's see.
You want to go to the asylum tonight?
After today, I'm not sure that I'd like to go to an asylum at night. Thank you. And I'm sure we'll need an appointment anyway. My thoughts had been to visit perhaps either the antiquarian friendly or the parapsychologist.
I got a suspicion on the worldly objects thing. Why don't we talk to the antiques dealer, see if
Yes.
something about that. Where did this mirror come from? And the parapsychologist? Well, I mean, probably good to check by, huh?
For all we know, they may have been gathering information on the Wheeler House as well.
Cool. I'd bet on it.
Okay, is that where you're heading tonight, or are you taking a rest?
I mean, it's 6. I reckon that we could at least visit the antiques dealer.
Should we split up?
Sure.
I don't mind talking to the parapsych.
Can I rest?
Yes.
Yes.
I think the drugs are finally starting to hit.
Yes, I think that you should take a nice long rest, Micheals.
So Michaels heads back to his motel room, or
We
stays
are.
in his motel room.
Yeah, stays in his motel room.
And the other two head their separate ways. Morgan is going to visit
Oh, you can
parapsychologist?
take my truck.
Emil. Where would...
Now he works at Fulton College, which is 2 towns over, so probably an hour's drive.
Okay. I'll take
so-
the truck. I'll take my car for that. That makes sense.
Okay, so it's going to be quite late when you get there, but if you call ahead, he's more than happy to wait for you. He's been expecting a call from you. And you're going to head over to Elizabeth Tucker's shop, antique shop.
Yeah.
Now that is in Meadowbrook. And when you get there, she's closing up. There's the sign on the door has been changed to closed. The lights are off, but you can see that there's activity in the back of the shop. You knock on the door, and a moment later, a young, tall woman with middle-length brunette hair walks to the door. She is wearing a pair of jeans. She's got a shirt on, and sleeves rolled up, and she's got a pair of glasses on.
Would I know whether there is some kind of secret passphrase or code word to identify yourself to a friendly? I'm assuming friendly means that they are aware of Delta Green.
She is aware of Delta Green.
Quick question. I thought it's only known as the agency.
It is known. It depends.
Okay. So for me, it's just the agency.
For you,
Because I'm a newbie.
It might be called the group.
Okay. The group.
Yeah. But you would know it is Delta Green.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And as a Delta Green friendly, you've already been told that she's aware of Delta Green, though she's not aware of what it really is. She answers the door and she welcomes you in. You indicate that you are in fact from Delta Green. You probably tell her that you were just at the opera. And she, at that, immediately smiles. She goes, "Oh, okay," and she latches the door and she says, "Come back to the office. I was told that I might get a visit from you."
Excellent. Yes. Did you hear about the recent death of an Agent Donnelly in the town?
Yes, the FBI agent. I did read something about that.
Yes. We are here to investigate this. It's...
Oh my! How is Delta Green involved in this? Sorry, am I supposed to say Delta? I'm probably not supposed to say the words, am I?
Let's just say the agency, shall we?
Right. Okay. Yes, I'm very eager to help.
Yes, I appreciate your enthusiasm. We have had a bit of a rough couple of days. It's nice to see a fresh face. Do you know anything about the Wheeler House?
The Wheeler House. The haunted house. The Wheeler House. Yes, of course. I mean, Yes, I live in Meadowbrook. Everyone has heard stories about the Wheeler House.
Indeed. We are here to investigate some of the claims about potential unnatural activity
Oh my.
in 1206 Spooner Avenue.
Okay,
Now,
well...
I had heard that you have provided some of the furniture and items from or at least looked over or received even some of the furniture from the Wheeler House.
Yes, there was a Miss Zari. She bought the house some time ago, and I believe she has passed. But yeah, she bought some furniture here. She also inquired about selling some of the older furniture that was in the house. She didn't follow through on that, not with me at least. But I could certainly look into if she actually sold it through anyone else. I don't know how else I can help, but anyway, you think I can help, I'm willing to try.
Well, firstly, I'd like to know, I'm assuming that she may have brought some items to you for appraisal?
She did not bring the items with her. She had photographs. They were large. They were quite large. There was let me think. Just a moment. And she goes to her laptop and she goes looking for something. Yes, here it is. She was hoping to sell. Let's see. She had. Oh yes, there was a very interesting armoire. I couldn't find a buyer for it at the time, so I didn't follow up on it. There was a piano as well. She was looking to sell, I believe, and an end table. Oh, I did buy the end. I did take the end table from her. I wonder. Oh, I didn't sell it. I think it's in the storage lockup.
I would love to see it.
Okay, it's not here. The store is too small, but I have a lockup just outside town where I keep some of the larger items. We could go there now if you like.
Yes, I would very much like to see that, thank you. Although I do have a few more questions before we go. What can you tell me about the piano?
It was an upright piano. I only saw a photograph, but it looked to be in good condition. It was probably 1920s, 1930s that it was made. It wasn't particularly old. But it was a nice piece. I'm sure if she did sell it, I'll be able to find it. It might take me a couple of days.
Yes, that piano is no longer in the house, so I presume that she has sold it.
She must have sold it then, yes.
And the armoire?
The armoire, yes. It was a modern American style, 1940s, I believe. Again, I don't know where it went, but I can probably find it. It was a nice piece, and there's not many antique sellers around this area. I just called my contacts. I'm sure I can find who sold it and where it went.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Great.
And one more thing before we leave. Would you say that there may have been anything strange about Izari's state of mind?
It's quite a while now that since I spoke with her. Let me think. She seemed fine when I met her. I don't remember thinking there was anything unusual going on. I do remember, though, after her death, some of my customers mentioning the death happening and that they had met her briefly when she had first arrived in the town. But yeah, the story was she seemed to have shut herself off in the house and hadn't seen anyone for quite some time before she died.
But she seemed happy and lucid, or nothing remarkable when you spoke to her?
When I spoke to her, yes, she seemed fine. Again, she had just moved into the house. She was moving old stuff out and moving her own stuff in. She was very much getting settled at that time. I did not see her again after she'd been living in the house for a while.
Did Ancient Donnelly ever come by here to talk to you?
Donnelly. No, not that I recall.
I see.
Don't believe I ever met him.
I see. Well, that's at least somewhat useful. Thank you. And now, if we could go and take a look at this end table, I would be very much appreciative.
Absolutely, my car is outside. It's probably about 20-minute drive. She locks up and leads you to her car.
And as we're on the drive, I probably cut over, but as we're on the drive, I want to ask her, like, about what she knows about the house, the Wheeler house, and maybe the Wheelers or Divitello, if she knows anything about that.
She does not know. She, at least not off the top of her head, but she's willing to do research and find out and learn anything that she can.
I ask her to please do so.
Cool. Okay. Agent Morgan was going to the parapsychologist course.
Yes.
Yeah. About an hour's drive away. By the time they were on their way to the lockup, I think you're probably arriving at Fulton College. It's quite dark now. Most of the lights in the college are off. Certainly the main building, the doors are closed. You can see the students every so often leave the library, doing some light studies. You pass by some halls of residence and there's people in there, there's activity in there, but the main buildings are quite dark. Apart from the building where Emil Yarrow works, you can see that there's one office light on. And when you go in and you go to the office that you were told to, where you were told you could find Dr. Emil Yarrow, parapsychologist. He opens the door when you knock and asks how he can help.
Good evening, Dr. Yarrow. It's Agent Micheals. I called ahead.
Ah, Agent Micheals. Yes, come on in. And he leads you into his office. He is mid-40s. He's quite overweight. He's got a... Give me a human roll.
Pass. That's a critical success, or is it different to Call of Cthulhu if it's doubles?
Doubles is a pass or a fail, yeah, whether it's over or under.
So that's a critical
success.
Yeah.
He comes across as a very confident man. Even in this short interaction as he brings you into his office, and you look around and you can see that the walls are covered in like certificates and so on. There's photographs of him with various people that you don't recognize, but he looks very pleased to have his picture taken with them. He gives off a sense of extreme confidence, which you immediately recognize as being like a mask over like complete lack of confidence in himself. So he's a lot of bluster, this man. He offers a seat to you, and then he sits behind his massive oak desk that's covered in papers that are scattered around in a very almost deliberately chaotic manner. There's books that have been left open and stacked on top of other books that are also open. It all seems a bit much. How can I help you?
Well, I was just hoping we could have a talk about 1206 Spoon Avenue. You're
gonna have to.
You gotta be familiar with the place, the Death House over in Meadowbrook.
Death House in Meadowbrook. I'm not entirely sure I know what you're talking about. Let me just try and jog my memory. He turns around to his computer and he does a Google search and he... Oh, yes, of course. Oh, the Death House. Yes. I know all about it, of course.
You know all about it.
I know all about this sort of thing.
This sort of thing. Okay. Tell me, Mr. Yarrow, what is it exactly you do? What brought you in touch with the agency? Just to make sure I got the right idea coming here.
Yes, with your organization. How did I become involved with your organization? Well, it goes back, how long ago? I think it was about 6 years ago. I was consulted on my area of expertise, parapsychology, in relation to some deaths in a hotel in Vermont. Very interesting case. Your colleagues, I presume, at your secretive agency, were stumped. They didn't know what to do. They called on me, and of course, I was able to help. I know a thing or two. And yes, I was very useful on that case. I'm sure I can be useful on this case as well.
Well, I sure hope so, Doctor.
Oh, I have no doubt. Now tell me what you found, and I'll see if I can put the pieces of this jigsaw puzzle together for you.
Okay. First off, there's been a recent murder in the death house. Murder-suicide. It is as of yet unclear.
How droll. This is almost pedestrian to begin with. Carry on.
Yes, Doctor. Absolutely. Now, as you know, I'm sure you are a professional and an expert in this matter.
One of the top ones, yes.
Yep, I am well familiar with your name. As you know, there's been a lot of murders, a lot of suicides in this particular property. We are trying to piece together if and how they relate to one another. Now, please, I am not as intelligent or well educated as yourself. You know, I'm merely an agent of the law. So could you please explain to me exactly how you might help as a parapsychologist? What kind of information did you provide in this Vermont case, for example? What kind of help can I expect to receive from you? Before I go boring you with the details here.
Of course, and my time is quite valuable, and I thank you for appreciating that.
8 o'clock on a Saturday evening does tell me you have a valuable time, yes?
Yes. It tells you now. The last case, I don't know how much I'm allowed to share, but my input was mostly to do with research and my access to particular volumes of esoteric texts, my understanding of them. But in this case, I can be far more hands-on if you like. I mean, I would be very willing to go to the house and conduct some tests. There are devices and tools and measuring equipment that we use to establish the presence of, I believe you would call them unnatural forces in a location, and I have all of this equipment, and I would be willing to use it. Of course, there would be a small fee. It's not free for me to use, you know. I have to pay for supplies and so on, so I would have to charge you a small sum, but I'm sure you won't have a problem with that. But which is to say, I can help you in many, many ways. I have access to a lot of information and knowledge myself and expertise, and yes, shall we go to the house? Shall we go now?
No, Doctor, that won't be necessary. But let's dial it back a second. You said esoteric texts?
Yes. Yeah, I
have me in English, please.
I have spent some time investigating and researching the occult, I suppose you could call it. In particular, where mythology intersects with reality, and fact meets fiction, and legend meets, I don't know, cultists and so on. It's all terribly exciting, really, when you get into it.
I'm quaking in my boots. Okay, it sounds interesting. You ever read up anything about when a place, just ain't right? Maybe can a place be possessed by a ghost?
Certainly. I would say certainly. I have seen that many, many times.
Okay. Can you, I feel like this is turning into a job interview. Can you tell me about a time when you when you found a ghost that had possessed the house?
Well, I mean, we'd have to, we could be here all night. I'd have to give you so much background.
Just one. It's okay. You don't have to go into too much
Well,
detail.
I mean, if you're talking about me personally, when I have found a house in this particular state, no, not myself.
Okay, so you read something.
I have read many things, yes, many things, by top people.
The best people.
The best people. Look, you say you know about the death house.
I do. Okay, so
Tell me
if
what-
you want
tell me
to
what-
investigate
you have a
it,
theory?
first of all, I suggest you involve me in your investigation. I think that I can be of great help. And my equipment, as I explained to you, will help us to figure out if something is actually there which we cannot see with the naked human eye or perceive with our own senses.
I'll keep you and your equipment in mind, but right now I'm just after information, Doctor.
Very
You
well,
understand?
very well. The first step I would take in conducting such an investigation would be this. I would wait until after nightfall, because this is when the spirits are generally most powerful and most willing to make contact. I would ensure I was alone or with people who understood what we were trying to achieve. And then there will no doubt be some type of ritual, perhaps, which you can use to contact whichever forces are present in that house.
You mean like a Ouija board?
We call it a Ouija board, but yes, essentially.
Okay. Well, let's change the line of question. You say you're familiar with rituals, the occult. Do you know anything about rituals involving animals, blood sacrifice, that kind of thing?
Oh yes, that's quite common with cases like this. You may have, you may find the bones of animals on occasion buried around the site, the location, which is haunted. We can use such vulgar a term. It may be associated with a blood sacrifice, perhaps someone with an interest or even an obsession with the occult and the spiritual world will have been making these sacrifices to appease or to attract certain forces to a location, to deliver them with a boon or a benefit of some kind, to provide some kind of service to the person who is reaching out across the walls of reality.
What kind of forces are you talking about?
Well, it could be could be a malicious force that's brought in to exact revenge on a rival. It could be a beneficial force, one which is perhaps curing an illness.
Okay. And what say you brought one of these good guys in to cure something? Would they ask for something in return? What if you didn't give it?
Oh, they would certainly ask for something in return, and if you did not follow through on your end of the bargain, yes, I wouldn't want to be around to find out. Let me let you in on a little secret. These forces are never forces of good. They are always malevolent. In my vast experience. Vast.
You ever heard the name Divitello?
It does not ring a bell. Should I know it?
Maybe not. Was a woman of some infamy in Meadowbrook. Back in the 20s. Italian lady came across the pond. Spent a lot of time in the asylum there.
That's quite a ways back, and it's I don't know off the top of my head, but I can certainly look into it if you'd like me to do some research.
Please do. I can also provide whatever research we've already done. Let me provide you with all of the information and background regarding Di Vitello in this short cutaway.
There was the newspaper clipping was pretty much all you had found about her.
Yeah.
So you share that with him. Fine. He promises to do what research he can on Di Vitello and her background and what she might have been into. Okay.
So Di Vitello worked as a housemaid at 1206 back in the 20s. In our own investigations on site, we found a lot of animal bones. Perhaps more than animal bones underneath the house. And I can't help but shake the suspicion that this is related somehow to all the deaths that occurred there.
Oh, that would make sense. It would seem to fit the pieces, and yes, I've definitely heard of cases like this before in some ways.
And Doctor, it is funny that you should mention disease curing, because one Mrs. Wheeler that was the first resident of the house, was she?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was built for her.
The first resident of Spooner Avenue, number 1206, she was miraculously cured of a terminal disease while Miss Di Vitello lived there with her, and later fell ill again when the lady left. And you might say things have gone downhill from there. How, now assuming that some deal went wrong or wasn't met, tell me, Doctor, is there a way to get rid of such a force?
Oh, I would say certainly, yes. An exorcism can be performed not just on a person, but also on a location, on a property. The trick, of course, is performing the correct exorcism. Get it wrong and you may not get the results that you were hoping for. So, identifying exactly what you are dealing with is an important step, because only by identifying exactly what it is can we find the correct process for asking it to leave.
How might we do that?
There may be clues around the house that perhaps have been missed, perhaps have been removed from the house over the years. There may be evidence of perhaps this old lady, Di Vitello, whom you mentioned, who turned up when all of the strangeness began. Perhaps some of her effects or something related to her may have had something to do with this. Certainly, someone brought this force into the house, and we can ask the force to leave. How they brought it in exactly is unclear as of yet, but I believe we can figure that out, and we have some clues to begin that with. The bones, for example. This Miss Vitello, I'll have to investigate her, of course, but maybe I can find some clues there. But I suspect the answer to this lies within the house, or in an item related to the house.
Can you be more specific, Doctor? What should I be looking for?
I'm afraid I cannot. I'm making educated guesses here, but very educated guesses. Very well educated guesses. Expensive education as well.
And if we find these things, is there a way to tell whether we found them, or what do we do when we get there?
I would suspect when you find these items, it will become very apparent what they are. These things have a way of making themselves known.
Loud and clear, Doctor. Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. I will look into the things that we discussed, and I'll get back to you maybe Monday afternoon.
What day is it today?
Saturday night. Isn't it?
I said
Yes.
that. I assumed.
Yeah. I yes-anded it, so let's go with that.
Sure.
Monday, sure. If you can manage any earlier than that, it is of the utmost importance that we rectify the situation.
Well, I can
ASAP.
do the research quickly or I can do it correctly. I'm sure you would rather I do it correctly. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
You do that, Doctor. Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Now, close the door on your way out, please. Oh, sorry, you're not one of my students. It's fine. I'll speak with you again soon.
Yeah, I leave.
What is he a professor of?
Parapsychology.
Oh, I'd love it if he's just like, no, he's a history professor.
Yeah.
It's just,
French.
yeah, this is what he does on his free time.
So back to Michaels. You are resting.
Okay.
So give me a... No, you're gonna...
Am I resting, or is the house, waking me up again?
Did you suffer temporary insanity?
No.
You never lost more than 5. You never lost 5 san at once.
No.
No.
I just lost a lot of 2s and 3s.
So you've got you're dosed to the gills with sedatives.
I.
Give me a san test with plus 20% modifier.
Plus 20. So whatever I roll, plus 20. So that was 77. Plus 20 is 97.
No, it's plus 20 to your threshold.
Ah. Well, that doesn't help anyway, because I'm at 39 right now.
And what did you roll?
77.
77. You still failed, and you crit failed.
Apparently.
Ooh.
We should have tied you down.
So yeah, you can't get to sleep.
Oh, fucking A.
Every time you close your eyes, you hear voices. You hear the shotgun blast. You see the blue boy.
I hear the piano.
You hear the piano. You hear the music.
I hear what's the Beethoven? I hear Beethoven.
Beethoven. You hear Moonlight Sonata playing ghostily through the walls. You can probably, you're drugged, but you could use alcohol and try and knock yourself out.
I'm already. That's what I did last night.
Yeah.
I drank before going to bed, thinking it was gonna knock me out. Okay, so if I'm stuck awake, and it's just the house keeping me up, what if I go to the diner and just order pie and coffee and try and pass out in the little booth?
Okay. All right. You gonna try and talk to anyone there?
Yeah, I'll talk to and say, hey, it's a long night. I'm not falling asleep. I'm gonna maybe not coffee. Let me get a hot cocoa and some pie and if I close my eyes, here's a tip to not wake me up straight away.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
She goes off to get you your food. It's only about... It's probably about 8:30 at this time, so it's a little weird that she's kind of weirded out by this, but she's totally terrified of you as well. So she's just going to bring you up high.
Why would she be terrified of me?
Because you're drugged out of your eyeballs in this small town.
That's fair. No. I think by then it would at least be 9:30.
Okay, let's say it's 9:30.
Yeah. I must have stayed. So it's a peak rush hour, and I'm like, get me a pie, hot chocolate. Don't bother me if I pass out on the counter.
Yeah, there's probably a group of teenagers in the next booth.
Yeah,
keep looking. They came in to have a good time, and there's this weird guy behind them, and they're just totally freaked out by this guy. Meanwhile, Agent Madeline and Delta Green friendly Elizabeth Tucker are arriving at a warehouse outside of town. So it's a couple of miles outside of town. It's really dark when you get there. It's like an industrial area where there's a few different lockups. There's no one around, though. There's no one working. She has to stop the car, get out, open a gate in a chain link fence.
Are we doing Cabinet of Curiosity vibes?
100%. Except there's no one at work there at all, so it's completely dark when she brings you in. She parks the car and she leads you to the side door, and she presses the light switch, and you hear the timer going as the strip lighting above kind of flickers. there's parts of the hallway where there's no light whatsoever, and the light doesn't even spread into the darkness there. She leads you right to the end of the corridor to her own lock up, and she pulls up the shutter. And there's a musty smell comes out. But it's not damp, it's
just old.
Yeah. Most of the stuff looks like it's well cared for. Everything's got covers on it.
I want to say I realized on my character sheet I have a dictaphone. So I take out my dictaphone and I've been recording some of our conversations on it, and I'm kind of holding it when I start to inspect the.
I may be describing things as you pick them up, right? So you can't really tell what most of the things are because they've got drapes over them. But she leads you down to the back and she lifts some boxes and she uncovers something, and it's a table. So it is an end table in it, like a dark mahogany. Do you have any art skill?
No.
Okay. So Tucker explains to you, yes, this really quite a nice table actually, and in beautiful condition. Apart from there's a couple of scratches on the side, but I think they could be easily waxed over. It appears to be Italian in origin, probably sometime late 19th century. I can't remember if I found any maker's markings on it before, but I could certainly take another look. Might give us a bit more of an idea of exactly where it came from. I'm not entirely sure how useful that would be to you, but we can look into it. Yes, I haven't spent so much time examining this table. Please go ahead and take a look.
So it's like just a table with 4 legs? Does it have like a drawer or anything like that?
Yeah, it's so she tells you that it's Italian, but when you look at it, it's got like enamel decoration on the top. And while she assures you that the style is definitely European, late 1800s, but it seems to depict scenes that you would associate with Asian art, maybe Japanese, but maybe not. It just looks kind of vaguely Asian in a non-specific way. Or if it is specific, you don't know exactly what it's referencing. It's in good condition though. Designs are kind of interweaving and very complex and geometric. It's very interesting to look at. There is, if you take a closer look, and you'll have to get a torch or something because there's not great light in here, you can see that if you look closely at the designs, there are people dancing. And every so often, it's like the scene is repeated, and the people who are dancing, they change, and the shapes that their bodies are creating from the dance change. But there's one thing that doesn't change, and that's what's at the center of these dancers, and it's a tall, dark, completely black figure of a man. And he always stands in the center of these dancers. As you go around the table, you see that they start off quite lively and there's lots of them, and then they reduce in numbers as you go around the table, and you notice that like some of the dancers are lying there dead on the ground at his feet. The more you look at it, the more detail you see. It's very strange. It did not appear so detailed when you first got a look at it. You get so close and you put your hand on it. You notice that there is a dividing line, 2 dividing lines through the center of the table. And when you put your finger to them, you realize there's a cut in the wood in the full length of the table, like there's slats here. Touching them, you seem to think maybe there's a little bit of give, like they could be moved.
So yeah, I feel around a little bit to see if there's any kind of mechanism that might open it, and if not, I tried to get my fingers in and nudge them apart.
You must have hit something when you were running your finger along the bottom of the edges of the table, because there's a click and almost imperceptible movement of these pieces. And when you put your hand there again, you see that you can slide a middle slat away to reveal a storage space inside the table. And there are 3 items in there, and they have been secured in place with leather straps, which have like a bone button each. The items are a bronze knife, a bronze bowl, and a book.
Is there any identifying features on the cover of the book?
No. Blank cover. It's red leather. Looks quite old.
I ask Tucker to come and take a look at the book. I tell her not to touch it, but if she can make any estimate on if it was safe for me to touch it, antique-wise, age-wise, some books might just fall apart.
She takes a look and she says, "Oh yes, you can. I think you could move that. The leather looks not terribly old, maybe 100 or so, 150 years old. The book, I would put that maybe early last century. The knife and the bowl, I would have to have a much closer look at to figure out where they came from."
Cool. Does the knife and the bowl, they look just kind of flat, or do they have any decorations on them, or any other inscriptions on them that I can see from where they are?
There are no markings on the knife. It's small and it's bronze and it's sharp, and that's about it. It's not ornate in any way. The bowl, however, does have a marking in it.
I whip out my mobile phone. Sorry, I whip out my cell phone, and I've got the torchlight on, and I'm taking pictures. I'd say that I also took a picture of the lacquer on the top before I opened it.
So, you've got a bronze knife, that photograph, you've got a bronze bowl, and in the center of the bowl is this design, this kind of curved, 3-pointed sign. Elizabeth Tucker tells you that it's called a triskelion. It looks like this design is carved into the bowl, and there's something stuck in the grooves, like dirt, maybe.
I don't think I have a forensics kit with me. Morgan would kill me if I just stick my finger in there.
I'm sure you have baggies at least.
Yeah.
If you want to bring them back to him.
Sure.
Or bring them somewhere that you can look at.
I was going to just take the table.
Yeah.
I take pictures of it. I'm not going to touch it. But I acknowledge it for now. I take a pause and a breath, and then I go to take out the book.
Okay. Yeah, the book seems in good condition. You're not worried about opening it. When you do open it, you realize that it is a diary. It is Isabel Wheeler's diary. There's a lot in there. It's very cramped handwriting, and the book is full. If you go from the start and then skip to the end, it seems to cover the years 1927 to 1955. You'd need to take some time studying it, though, to learn anything detailed from it.
Can I take a glance at the last entry?
You certainly can. Do you want to try reading it out, or shall I read it?
I'll read it. August 4th, 1955. The pain is returning, But it is all I deserve, and more. The crone, that wretched witch. She said last night would be the final calling. Final time we would perform the ceremony, and then I would join her in service to this Nyarlathotep.
This motherfucker.
She gave me the ritual in her native tongue to study in an ancient leather text, which, in turn, seems to be translated from something else. This, I discovered, something dark and terrible to behold, consuming my mind and demanding my name in his book. But finally I saw the blood. The blood I drank. Oh God, forgive my folly. I refused the man in darkness. He vanished in fury, and Adele threw me to the ground in a rage. I awoke this morning, the house empty, and I feel such pain. Such agony is no more than I deserve, but I found another passage in the crone's book before she left. One that might remove the taint from this house forever, but at a terrible price I am too weak now to pay. The price must be paid in blood. Someone has to die.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun.
It will take you, let's say it'll take you the rest of the all night. You can stay up all night reading it if you want.
I mean, I wouldn't stay here.
No,
Sure.
but you go back to the motel.
How big is the end table? Can I pick it up with one hand?
You can't pick it up with one hand. You could pick it up with two hands, though.
Okay. Just trying to judge. Because I'm basically going to ask if I can take it with us. The whole table.
Yeah, she agrees immediately, and she'll help you get it to the car. She tells you that she'll do the research that she agreed to do. Mm-hmm. If you learn anything new from the diary that I can help with, please let me know. Just call me at any time. She gives you her card. You get back to the motel with her, and she helps you unload it. You don't notice across the street, slumped against the window of the diner, with his face mashed up against the window, is Agent Micheals, completely dead to the world. He's got pie all over the front of his face. And there's a very uncomfortable looking waitress trying to clean the table around him.
It's a good thing I paid her in advance.
I pop my head into Morgan's door and say, Morgan, we've got a big motherfucking clue.
Am I home yet by this point?
I forgot you were the parapsychologist.
No, you're probably not back yet.
So I bang on the door and I say that, but when there's no response, I head back to my room.
Agent Madeline probably grabs a coffee from the vending machine and makes her way back to her room. Gets settled in, turns on the lamp and settles down to begin studying this book. Are you going to study this book through the night?
Oh, yes.
Okay, roll a d6.
That's a 5.
Lose 5 sanity.
Are we?
And +2 unnatural. And I'm going to give you the rest of the diary entries.
Just FYI, that's put me 1 above my breaking point.
Oh, you too, huh?
Excellent. And she starts reading. The diary starts out innocently enough, and Madeline continues reading through casually. But as things begin to get darker, I imagine Madeline hunches over the pages, scribbling notes in her own notebook. The cramped diary records the recollections of Isabel Wheeler from the years 1927 to 1955. It details Isabel's pact with the crone, one Adela Di Vitello. It tells of the consecration of the Spooner Avenue property to one called L'Uomo Nero, or the Dark Man, and the Dark Man's appearance on the 12th of July 1955, when Isabel Wheeler refuses to go through with the final ritual, and the Dark Man disappears, and Adela Di Vitello flies into a fury. As Agent Madeline is reading this, I imagine She looks tense, veering on, frightened even. She's probably looking over her shoulder, jumping at every noise that she hears as the building settles around her or as neighbouring guests go to bed. As she finishes reading the final page, a loose leaf falls from the diary. It was hidden in a compartment on the back cover. This details the ritual for summoning the Dark Man and also for his banishment. And as Agent Madeline reads the words of this ritual to herself, something in her cracks. She drops the diary to the floor. She stands up, her face completely blank as she walks to the door of her room, opens it, and steps out into the darkness. Hours later, it's 7 a.m. Agent Micheals stumbles across the street from the diner. He's still got pie on his face. Agent Morgan leaves his room and he knocks on Madeline's door, which he finds open. Her room is empty. On the other side of Meadowbrook, in a disused rail yard, sits Agent Madeline, curled in a ball on the ground. Bare feet are bloody, her sweater and pyjama bottoms filthy, her dirty face covered in grime and streaked with dried tears. She's mumbling something to herself as she rocks back and forth.
Thanks for listening, folks. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice. It'll help spread the word and help others to find us too. If you have any comments, questions, or just want to get in touch with us, you can. You can find us on Twitter with @TalesOfPodcast. We'd love to hear from you. This episode's Tales of crew is Fabio as the Game Master, Mike as Lucas Boshears, Charles as Eric Paras, myself as Selena Goodwill, as well as our audio producer. You can reach me on Twitter with @ThatLastJan. All music and sound effects used with permission and may have been modified for use. Details and links can be found in the show notes. See you next episode.
He's a goddamn corpse fucker.
Yes!